right, so the next topic, which is always relevant in the world of professional sports, as well as any kind of sports at all, is bandwagon fans.
So many.
Yeah, I mean... and
we're very well versed in that.
I'm a gigantic fan of the Golden State Warriors. I have been since the year 2000 when I was...
As you can see.
I'm wearing a Splash Brothers Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson shirt, and we just beat the Memphis Grizzlies and have advanced to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since 1976. I'm extremely proud to be a Warriors fan right now.
I am too.
But, I was just saying... it wasn't like, okay, with Oracle Arena, we've always had great fans. We've always, sold that place out. But then, like, once you go into the outside world in the Bay Area, not even a lot of people didn't even know that we had a basketball team here. When I first started dating...
What?
When I first started dating my girlfriend in 2011, she didn't even know we had a basketball team here. But I actually made her a fan before all the success started, before we started making the playoffs. So she's
really good.
Yeah. So, a lot of people didn't know we had a basketball team here in the Bay Area. And most of the Bay Area was completely filled with Los Angeles Lakers fans.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I first started dating my girlfriend Delmy, like, I would go to the mall looking, like, before Stephen Curry signed a contract with Under Armour, he had some Nike shoes called Stephen Curry Hyper Dunks, and everyone's like, who? Stephen Curry? I've never heard of him. What are those? We have tons of pairs of Kobe's for you to try on. I'm like, no, I'm all right. That's not what I wanted to hear. But and now,
that's
like,
the sign of a
now
true
you can't
fan.
go outside anywhere without seeing a flag, a Warriors flag on someone's car, or people wearing Warriors jerseys, and since this
usually Curry.
Yeah, since this is the first time a team
we went to the mall the other day and saw Steph Curry on we saw Steph Curry on a big window ad for cologne or something, I think.
Express Man, I think.
Yes, Express Man.
Yeah,
yes.
He has a contract with Express Man. I know all these things just because I'm a diehard fan, but this is the first time a team that I really enjoy watching has had this much success, and it's all that much more gratifying once you see all the bandwagoners coming in to know that you've been there from the very beginning. But I've also been on the other side of this since I'm a huge Oakland A's fan, and then
we're very well versed in bandwagon.
Yeah, and then there's I would say at least 60 to 70% of the Bay Area are San Francisco Giants fans, but it wasn't always like this. So the year 2010, that was their first World Series in the city of San Francisco that they had won, and before that they had a lot of trouble filling up the ballpark, AT&T Park. I mean,
and that's a big part.
I believe it opened in 1999 or 2000. It's either one of those years. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but they packed that stadium when it had first opened. But a few years passed, and they couldn't sell that place out.
And then they won the World Series.
Then you just saw...
then people started flooding in because they're like, they're winners! We have someone to cheer on!
That's usually how it goes.
And the thing that's the most annoying is how much crap the bandwagon fans talk to fans of the other teams.
Yeah.
When they're really not well-versed in the sport
or
the team's history or the history of other teams whatsoever. Like, you can carry on a very civil conversation with people who have been fans for a long time, which I know people who have been fans for a long time, and sometimes bandwagon fans could be annoying for them as well, because they are really superficial fans that they just want to get in on the hype. They'll buy
they just want to be the part of the group.
They'll buy the jerseys and whatever, but they won't know what they're talking about. They'll go sit at AT&T Park and they won't watch a minute of baseball. They'll be getting up out of their seats, checking out the attractions in the ballpark, and buying as much food or beer as they can buy within the 3 hours the game lasts.
It's really shitty when people talk to you. Like, I know we have a friend Albert that is a Giants fan, and
he's a really big.
He'll occasionally be like, I once posted a Vine doing a sweep of the A's stadium, and he was like, I don't believe that there are that many A's fans. But it's just like good-natured jabbing.
Yeah.
But it's really shitty when somebody that's clearly a bandwagon fan, and they're like, when we're in a restaurant and we see the A's game on and they're not doing well and they start laughing, and then you're just like, that's really kind of uncalled for. Like, I get it. You're not a fan of their team, but let's not be shitty about it.
And you know what? And I believe in karma too when it comes to sports. If you talk smack about someone else's team, or you talk smack to fans of another team, that's just going to bring bad luck on your team. So I'm completely respectful of every other team. You know, it is annoying. Like, if your team's doing really well and you log on to Facebook and say like, "Yeah, go A's, we're up 10-0 or something," and you have someone, it's just for the hell of it, saying, "Oh, that team sucks." You know, it's like
that's what the equivalent.
This person doesn't really know what they're talking about.
That's the equivalent. It's like go A's, we're doing really well, and it's like, fuck the A's, go Giants.
Yeah,
you know, like, why? You didn't need to. You don't like the A's, then don't comment on my shit.
Another thing I've noticed, I don't typically watch sports, but when I go to like basketball games and stuff, I have a lot of fun because like I kind of have to be there. But I'm like really into esports and stuff. But there's a definite problem with bandwagon fans and esports.
Because I've never heard of this.
Huh?
I said, go on. I've never heard of this.
Oh yeah, like if EG all of a sudden, trying to talk.
Baby.
One of the teams I really like, the Dota teams I really like, is Evil Geniuses. And they're an American team. The main reason I like them is because the other really popular American team is full of douchebags, and I'm just like, I can't fucking handle you if you're going to be a bunch of douchebags. But they also suck, and I don't mean that like they suck at the game. I don't know, whatever. But
like I can see,
but when EG wins, all of a sudden everybody's like, yeah, I like EG, and when they lose, like everybody's like, oh yeah, I've always been a Na'Vi fan. It's like, no, you haven't, motherfucker. But another thing I think is that bandwagon fans tend to do too, that I've noticed, is most people tend to side with the teams from like their area or like from where they came from. So if you're from Boston, you're probably like a Celtics fan. You know, even if you live in like Wyoming, you're still a Celtics fan. Well, like, I came from Boston. There
are a large amount of
like I've always said that like I've lived kind of like in Texas in the Bay Area for most of my life, and I didn't get into sports until I came back here. So, and I've always said to my fiance, like, I'd like to move. There's a lot of the nation, let alone Europe, that I've never seen before. So I'd like to move somewhere. I'd like to move, like, maybe I'm an aspiring filmmaker. Maybe I'd like to move to Los Angeles. That doesn't mean I'm going to be a Lakers fan. That means I'm still going to watch Warriors games and be like, fuck yeah, Warriors.
But that's the
Golden
thing
State.
About bandwagon fans is they'll
just attach.
They'll be like, I'm a
Yankee.
If the Yankees just win the World Series, they'll be like, I've been a Yankees fan the whole time, and it's like they might not even be from fucking New York.
It's the cool
you know what I
thing
mean?
It's the cool thing to do. That's
exactly.
Why. That's what happened when the Giants won
they
the
just
Series,
attach to the attach to success.
I know. What were we even talking about?
Bandwagon fans.
You were making a point that there were. It was like pretty much 80% Lakers fans here, like 10, 15
Oh, yeah,
years ago.
I was saying there's probably a bunch, like most of the Lakers fans here have probably never lived in LA, and some of them maybe have never even been to LA, but they're just like, I'm a Lakers fan because, you know,
because they do well.
They win.
Yeah, when I started watching the Warriors around that time, we were a 7.
I'm a Lakers fan because Shaq and Kobe.
Just in case you guys don't know, there's 82 games in an NBA season, and the Warriors were really bad. They used to win like 17 games. That was at least the first season I started watching.
They turned around this season.
And then this year they had 17-game winning streaks.
Wow.
Or a 17-game winning streak. So at that time, when they were winning like 17 games a year, the Lakers were winning. They did a three-peat back-to-back championships. So like just about everyone, other than the loyal people who would come out to Oracle Arena for the games, just about everyone here were Lakers fans. I mean, even my cousins were Lakers fans. And
how much you want to bet this is going to be a movie in like 10 years?
What, the
Warriors
season?
Like Moneyball?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That'd be awesome. I'd go see that.
I'd watch that.
Pay good money.
Yeah.
Space Jam 2 also. I'd pay good money to see that also.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's funny that bandwagon fans like spread between multiple sports, states, countries. Like it's weird. Like,
you know, like it's weird. There's a Twitter. I remember seeing a Twitter map of like fandom in the NBA, and like it was still something ridiculous. Like 60% of the United States are Los Angeles Lakers fans, and then like you'll watch
what?
Yeah, and then you'll watch the Giants games when they play on the road now too, and then like if they're playing in San Diego, it's like that place is 70% Giants fans now, and like no Padres fans, or if they play like across the U.S.
I wonder if that just has to do with people going, "Oh, they win," so, or is it because like
loyal
there's
fans
this
travel with the team that happens? I mean,
right?
I would do it if I had the money.
But I also I'm wondering if it's because of the economic climate in California and a lot of people leaving, because I know literally everyone I've talked to is considering leaving in the next few years because they just can't afford it.
I think people just love winners, man. They love
well, there's that too.
Yeah.
I just mean like maybe some of it has to do with that.
Maybe some of it, but most of it just has to do with I want to be rooting for the winning
The
side,
winning team,
because it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But as I was saying, like in the case of the Warriors, it just makes it that much more gratifying. You know, that you've been here all along when you see them
And your
having
team
this
finally
tremendous
does
amount
good.
of success and all these fans coming from out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's the one thing about normal, well, at least national sports that I envy in esports. Esports, everyone comes from a specific country. So there's USA teams, and then there's, you know, like German teams, and then there's Canadian teams. There's not like a team, like there's not like a Counter-Strike team for like San Francisco or something, you know, which I wish there was, but there's nothing like that. So you have to like, and then there's multiple teams for each country. So you're like, fuck, who do I even root for? You know, it's like hard to kind of pick
whoever has
a
the
team,
coolest name.
You know? I mean,
I think for me, because I've just started to try to dip my toes in the water as far as esports is concerned, because a lot of the esports games, they're not for me. You know, it's like StarCraft and Dota, and it's like, I don't know, I'm not interested in that. But Counter-Strike is easy to kind of get into.
I think Counter-Strike is a really good like
A good
esport for
jumping-off
people
point.
who don't know, because it's mostly like, oh, this team's going to shoot the other team and one team's got to plant a bomb. That's all you need to know. You
And
know?
it's like easier to kind of get the intricacies of the game. It's easier to figure out like who's winning. Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
the
there's
person
rounds.
the
Whoever-
people that are killing the
yeah,
most.
there's a scoreboard in Counter-Strike also.
So,
you know,
but
so-
you know, for me at least, I think it's easy to just be like, I'm in a position where it's like I just cheer for whoever's doing well. I just enjoy watching.
Yeah, I mean
Which is
That's
totally
fine.
It's just totally fine. Like if like you know the previous years and the Warriors have been eliminated in the playoffs, like I might still have some kind of interest in watching like the rest of the playoffs, but like my heart's not really into it. My heart's not into it.
You're not as emotionally.
Yeah, I'm not
invested
going to
in
go
it.
ahead and buy merchandise for like the remaining teams. It's like, okay, of the remaining teams, which ones do I like? Which ones do I not like? Maybe I'll root for the underdog, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're a bandwagon fan either. It's like you're just watching it for the sake of entertainment. It's
right.
It's like, you know, just when people are
It's not
totally
like you're gonna be like,
superficial
oh
about
shit,
it,
I gotta
yeah.
get a fucking Heat jersey.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, let me cash out. You know.
Let me get something from the Utah Jazz.
Yeah. I mean, and then there's the people that have both jerseys and they like change, like in the game, like whoever's winning, they go in the bathroom and like change. Like who the fuck?
Is it just me, or is it like I'm just thinking like it's burying itself into my mind. I'm like, it just seems weird that Utah has a basketball team. Like you don't expect Utah to have any team, honestly.
I've never been to Utah, so I don't
have
know.
a team in any other sport. Which is,
It's so weird though, isn't it?
I think it's weird that like Texas has a basketball team.
they have 3, and they're all
Yeah.
extremely successful.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's
The fans come out. And
I often
those
forget about the heartland of America. I usually just
Yeah.
think of because it's so big.
It's so big.
and-
You kind of just remember the coast.
I just think of the
coastline.
coast most of the time. And yeah, even when like
And even
I've-
the coastline, you're just thinking about like New York, Boston. I know
And
Maine, I know Maine's up there, and Florida's down
yeah,
there.
and I almost never would be like, let's move to like fucking
Kansas.
Kansas or something. It's like no, I like when I talk about leaving California, it's like let's go to Washington. It's still on the coast, but it you know it's I don't know. It's
Just
it's
water's
weird.
nice to look at.
Yeah, but it's also colder up there.
Yeah, it's like
Which I like.
it's like let's move. If someone said to you like let's move to Kansas, I know your response would simply be why.
Yeah, I don't know
that's
what.
where Superman is from. That's the only reason.
I mean, Kansas is
Kansas is a box state
Is
bordered by land.
yeah. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's like what goes on in Kansas. You know what I mean? That's kind of the.
I mean, it's cheaper to live there.
I mean, if you're into that, if you're like, I want to be somewhere where like nothing fucking happens. Then
I have a friend in,
sure, I
in
don't
Kansas that totally shitting on it. Sorry, but I have a friend in Kansas that's hella cheap to live there. Apparently, like
know. Oh yeah,
apparently she was like I only have to pay $200 a month for as part of this 3-bedroom.
That's insane.
I was like, I wish I could find a place to pay $200 a month.
Let's move to Kansas,
That's
guys.
affordable.
We can have a whole house for Toaster Chimp.
Farm.
Seriously.
All right. Anything else to say on Bandwagon fans? They suck.
They suck.
I don't know.
They're awful. They're the worst.
I've said my piece.
All right.
They're rude and I hate them.
They're rude and I wish they would die.
I'm not going to go that far.
All right.